All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Elijah, or Eli, Mary Jo's youngest son. I'm going to tell you all a little bit about my mom from my perspective as one of her kids. First and foremost, she's one of the most loving and caring people that I've ever known and probably will ever know in my life. One of her greatest skills, I think, is when you are talking to her or she's in a conversation with you, she will make you feel like you are the most important person in that moment. It is one of her greatest skills. I also think that my mom is one of the wisest people I know too. She has passed on much wisdom to me throughout my life, and there are a couple of things that stand out to me the most that I still think of and that resonate with me very much today. The first one is she had a saying that she would say when growing up is if I was young and I was complaining about something, I'd say, I'm bored or something like that. My mom would immediately respond and say, only boring people are bored. And at the time it bugged me quite a bit, but looking back today, I actually use that phrase all the time and it makes so much sense. And so I've learned quite a bit just from that little phrase that maybe she didn't intend to be this like wise words of wisdom, but that's how I've taken it. And the second one that sticks out to me the most, and this might be the one that I use quite often that has affected my life in a lot of ways, is again, growing up, if I was having a bad day or I had a bad attitude about something, my mom would always tell me that joy is a choice. It is not a reaction. And that has resonated with me for a long time. Now that also bugged me a lot when I was growing up. It bugged me quite a bit actually. But that's something that I use, and it's a phrase that I use, and it's something that I tell myself quite often to try and be the best version of myself. It's something I've learned from my mom from her time with Cabby is her constant professionalism. My mom is a professional through and through. And I've seen that a lot firsthand, especially with all the parties that we hosted at our house. Being the youngest and being around the house for quite some time, I got the privilege of helping set up a lot of those parties. But everything down to the meticulous details, everything was there for a reason. Everything was to make whoever comes in that door and whoever's going to come to the party, they need to feel comfortable. They want to feel invited, right? That is her whole thing. She wants the whole house to be inviting and to be an atmosphere of comfort. And I think she did that to the best of her ability. I think she did it very, very well. Also, something that she told me that I actually didn't know, and I wouldn't have known if she didn't tell me, because she can fake it pretty well, is she does not like public speaking. And that would have fooled me because of all the public speaking she's done as a founder of Cabby, during Fashion Week, of all the years in the past, at her own parties, with other people on conference calls, whatever it is. But that one surprised me a lot. Something I really admire about my mom is that, I kind of said it earlier, but to really define it would be as her selflessness. She is always looking out for people above herself. She, no matter how little she may know somebody, but if she's working with somebody, if she's communicating with somebody, she will always put somebody else's needs above hers. And being one of her kids, she definitely put our needs above hers consistently all the time. And I've seen her do it in her career, I've seen her do it in her personal life, and I'll probably continue seeing her do it for the rest of her life, and something that I definitely aspire to as well in my life. Something that I would like to just tell my mom for today, when you are watching this here in January, as I'm recording this a little bit earlier, is thank you for choosing a job that you consistently travel. And sometimes we would get the benefit of traveling with you with this job, and particularly is traveling somewhere warm during the winter months. Us being from Minnesota, it is so nice to get out of Minnesota during January or February, one of those brutal months here. Lastly, though, I want to congratulate you, Mom. Congratulations on a wonderful career. You've done excellent job with Cabby. I'm sure they are so thankful for having you a part of their team and to be one of their founders. And you are inspiration to everyone, to all who have worked with you, to all who have known you, and to all who are going to know you. I love you lots. Congratulations once again.